Welcome to Chester Borton Hall, quarterfinal 2 here. Got the Manchester Raptors taking on the Conquerors from Derby. News from the toss. The Manchester Raptors winning the toss and deciding to bat. This is day 5 of the Wise Last Man Stands. World Champs, quarterfinals day. Weather conditions set fair. A bit breezy, windy, but the sun's out. Unbelievable scenes here in the northwest of England. It's been a fantastic tournament. 24 teams taking part from 8 countries around the world. We're down to the last 8. Okay, before the Santon Royals demolishing the men from Sydney, the Western Swingers. So they've booked their place in finals day. They will play the winners of this game. Opening the batting for the Manchester Raptors, Ali Chutai and Uzay Shah. And opening the bowling for the Conquerors, Mamoon Tarek. Ladies and gentlemen, this should be a spicy affair. Hold on to your seatbelts and don't go anywhere for the next 2 hours. Nicely played by Ali Chutai, pushed out to cover for a single. Balcony up here at Chester Borton Hall is packed. Australian team, Brisbane Burners, and the Buseman Parks having a few refreshments. Their tournaments all come to an end. Hit away, and a fantastic fielding by the man at deep at wicket, and he saved a certain boundary. Shah pushing out to cover. So 1 over complete. The score is 5 for naught. So opening the bowling here for the Conquerors, Dustin Melton. Thanks, sir. Nicely bowled by Dustin. Pushed into cover for a single. Hit away, and it disappears towards the mid-wicket fence. Fantastic shot there by Uzay Shah. Dustin Melton getting some good bounce here. So 2 overs complete. The score 12 for naught. Nicely bowled, nicely played. Hit out to cover. It'll just be a single. So we've seen all week that it's a formidable opening pair, this Ali Chutai and Uzair Shah. Good fielding out there. Fielder using the trusty old boot. So used from the other quarterfinal, Ferrani Taylor Stallions cruising a bit there towards their target. They need 32 of 31. So in theory, they should get home comfortably. But as we know, cricket is a funny game. Anything can happen. Chutai opening the face, running down to third man for a single. So 3 overs complete. The score 18 for naught. Excellent bowling from the big speedster Dustin Melton, going past the outside edge, and some good carry to the keeper. It's been a great start here by the Derby Conquerors. So after 4 overs, the Manchester Raptors 22 for naught. Change of bowler, Mohamed Zaroub into the attack. He's a quality player. Ladies and gentlemen, the next voice in the commentary box is going to be the one and only Tim Rogers. So stay tuned.
Thanks, Ross, and afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this live coverage of Manchester Raptors against the Conquerors. An all-English affair here in the quarterfinals. In comes the bowler, right arm over to left-handed batsman, nicely played out to the point boundary there, just a single. Manchester batsmen have made a steady start here against the Conquerors, who are runners-up in the World Championship in 2023. Bowler comes in, well bowled, nicely played there. Looking for two. Batsman's halfway down the wicket, decides against it though, just a single. And he comes again. Swept away by the batsman, down to the fielder again. On the deep fine leg boundary, just another single. .27 for no wicket after 4.4 overs here. The Manchester Raptors. Ali on 11, Uzair Shah on 16. Right-handed batsman. Facing the last ball was Zaroub's first over here. And he comes down the wicket, hit on the pads. Slight appeal there from the bowler, and umpire's nowhere near interested. Dot ball though, well bowled. 27 for no wicket after 5 overs. Good start here by the Conquerors. So we've been lucky to get any play in at Chester Boughton Hall today. Obviously the games were slightly delayed due to the weather, but the groundsman and his assistant put in a great deal of effort to get any play possible, so massive shout out to him. Great to see a blue sky above us now as the Manchester Raptors take on the Conquerors. Then comes a bowler to the left-handed Chugtai, nicely driven again all along the floor to deep long off. Another single takes the score up to 28. Dot ball well bowled there by Kabir Imtiaz. Nicely played there, cut away. But again, it's down straight to the fielder. Superb field placement here from the Conquerors. Another single takes the score on to 29 after 5.3 overs. Down the leg side there, wide signal by the umpire, well taken by the keeper, Ethan De Bono. Score ticks over to 30. 2 balls left in the 6 over. And he comes. Bit shorter there. Rocks up on his toes, cut away. Just a single. Decent start by the Conquerors bowlers here. Not giving any width away. Not allowing the Raptors batsmen to find the boundary. Be very satisfied with this start in the quarter-final. Last ball of the 6 over and he comes right on over. That's a beautiful shot there. Just glided through where second slip would be. 4 runs. Beautiful shot from Uzair Shah. He moves on to 21 from 17 balls. 35 for no wicket from 6 the Raptors. 14 overs remaining here. Left-hander cuts that away nicely. Again, just a single down to the fielder on the 3rd man boundary. Takes the score up to 36. Shah on strike. Again, hits that straight down the ground for a single. He moves on to 22. The score 37. Good bit of bowling there from Zarub. Brings the left-handed Ali on to strike. Well fielded out on the boundary there. Coming back for second. Yes, no. No, they're not. Just the one. Good call in the end there. Well fielded. Zarub. All well bowled. Beat the outside edge of the batsman. Good take by De Bono behind the stumps there. Really tight bowling so far from the Conquerors. Last ball will get the over. Zarub, in he comes. Driven down the ground. Again all along the ground. Beautiful shot. It's fielder tries to get there, ends up jumping over the wheels of the sight screen, but unfortunately couldn't get anywhere near it as that ball was hit by it like a rocket. Shah moves on to 26. The score moves on to 41 from 7 overs. It's a massive shout out to the sponsors, Wise, who are sponsoring this 20th anniversary Last Man Standing World Championship here in Chester. Many thanks to them for their support. So now looks like we've got Imtiaz coming on for his 2nd over, and he comes right on over down the wicket. Again passes the outside edge. Again well taken by De Bono. Another dot ball. Projected expected score at the moment in time is just 114.97. They're going to need to pick this rate up if they want to set the Conquerors a challenging target here. Comes into us again, bowls the left-hander, and he's edged that one. Well taken by De Bono. The first wicket falls at 41. Ali's out there, tried to guide the ball down to the third man boundary, got a top edge on it, straight through to the keeper. Well bowled there by Imtiaz. He gets his first wicket. 41 for 1 after 7.3 overs. News from the other quarter final that's being played at the moment. Pink Drive Buffaloes from South Africa are playing. The replay there, that was a good ball by the bowler, just moved away slightly. Batsman tried to guide that past the keeper but only managed to guide it into his hands. So yeah, the Stallions have just beaten the Pink Drive Buffaloes with a couple of overs left over at Port Sunlight. The current number 1 team in the world make their way into the semi-finals. Good run in there, quick single here at Chester Boughton Hall. Farani Taylor Stallions, the number 1 ranked team in the world. They'll be taking on the winners of the Masagami and the Super Giants from Bangladesh in the semi-finals on Sunday. Mouth-watering clash there. And the winners of the earlier game from Chester, Boughton Hall, Santon Royals will be taking on the winners of this game on Sunday as well over at Port Sunlight. So in comes Imtiaz, the last ball of his second over. Another dot ball. Well bowled there. .42 for 1 from 8 overs. Hasir Khan, the new bowler, new batsman on 1. Uzair Shah, 26 off 20. Just above 5 runs and over at the minute. They're going to need to press the accelerator button pretty soon, you would have thought, to get a challenging total for the Conquerors. So Mamoon Tariq's coming on now. He's gone for 11 so far off his 2 overs. Open the bowling. And he comes right arm over the wicket. Full ball there. Another dot ball. Conquerors piling the pressure on the Raptors batsman here. Nicely played, straight down the ground. Split the 2 fielders, but a great foot there from one of the fielders. Passed the ball to the other fielder, just a single. Saved a certain boundary there, well fielded. Great piece of fielding there. Shah plays that out to the mid-wicket boundary, but again it's only a single. Khan looks for the second, but realistically there was no chance of going two there. The fielder on the short leg side boundary. 44 the score now. Shah on 27, Khan on 2 as he bowls to Khan, and he edges that one. Again, that goes through the vacant second slip area. 4 more runs, a welcome boundary there for the Manchester Raptors. Takes the score on to 48. Khan moves on to 6 from 4 balls. Tariq doesn't look happy with that shot. And he comes again. And that again is played down the ground. This time it's easy for the fielder to get behind, just a single. 49 the score now off 9 overs. I think the Raptors are going to need to find another 120 runs plus to test the Conquerors here after the performance they put in yesterday, especially with Sully hitting a great 50 over at Neston. Slightly different conditions today with the rain that we had overnight, but they're going to need to get some runs and quickly here. So in comes the new bowler. Again, right arm over the wicket. Short. Tried to pull that away, Khan, but only managed to get a bottom edge on that and just gets the single. Takes the score on to 50. Hasir Khan on to 8. Uzair Shah on 27 off 21 balls. As Imtaz comes in. That's nicely played. That is massive. That one has cleared the clubhouse and gone into the car park. Beautiful shot there. Certainly going to need some more of those to get the total up to something that the Manchester Raptors think that they can defend. But a wonderful shot there. Takes Shah into the 30s. So what can Imtiaz do in reply here? And he comes right arm over. Nicely played again off his legs. Just a single to Shah. Takes him up to 34. Score up to 57. Just the 2 balls left until a change of ends for the bowlers. And he comes again. Straight down the ground, straight to the fielder. 1 more run. 58 for 1. 1 ball left in the 10th over here. Imtiaz comes in. Down the wicket. Played away. They're going to look for 2 here. They're going for 2. That's a great bit of running there from the batsman to pick up 2. Fielder had a bit of a way to come in, but it was good running. Takes the score to 60 after 10 overs. Halfway point here in the second quarter final of the day at Chester Boughton Hall. So the umpires change end. Now going to be bowling from the second pitch end, which means there's a much longer leg side boundary for the right-handers. 60 for 1 after 10. Shah 36 off 24. Khan 9 off 7. As the new bowler Kieran Preston comes on. And he comes well bowled up in the block hole, defended by the batsman. Another dot ball by the Conquerors. Certainly an impressive bowling performance so far. Really restricted the number of boundaries that the Raptors have been able to score. And he comes again, right arm over. Nicely played. Driven out to the cover boundary, but again, only a single. Takes Khan up to 10. Shah 36. 2 balls gone in the 10th over. And comes Preston. Shah looks around, tries to find his gaps as Preston comes in. Short ball, didn't get hold of that at all, completely mistimed it, hit it straight back to the bowler. Another dot ball. Super start to his first over here for Kieran Preston, just going for the 1 off the first 3 balls. Conquerors will be very happy to the start to this over as he comes in again. Played off his legs, up in the air, again out to the fielder. The deep mid wicket, great throw into the keeper, just a single. Shah moves on to 37, 62 for 1, 1 ball remaining in the 11th over. Short ball, played away up in the air. De Bono's underneath this, and he makes no mistake there. Well bowled, Kieran Preston. Good catch by the impressive keeper De Bono. Second wicket goes down for the Manchester Raptors. 62 for 2. 11 overs gone. You'd feel that the Conquerors have got this game in the bag at the moment, if it continues as it is, but as we know, anything can happen in last man stands. So Shah, the opener, still in, 37 not out. Skipper Adil Khan comes to the crease. Adil, a veteran of several last man stand tournaments. He knows the pressure that's going to be on him now. He knows that somehow they're going to need to find another 100 or so runs off the last 9 overs to make a competitive total. Shah on strike, 37 off 26, 62 for 2 off 11 as Mohammed Asim comes in, rolls up his sleeves. Looks like he's going to bowl a bit of spin here. In he comes. Nice flight on the ball, well bowled, right up in the block hole again. Dot ball. Comes again, nice flight in that ball, leg side. Batsman looked to play a sweep there. Appeal for a leg before wicket by the bowler. The umpire is not interested. Looks as though that hit the bat. No signal from the umpire. Takes Shah on to 39, 64 for 2 after 11.2. So in comes the sim again. Well flighted. Nicely punched out on the leg side there. Again, just a single. Takes Shah into the 40s. Adil Khan takes guard, ready to face his first ball. Skipper hit a magnificent unbeaten 50 yesterday. How the Raptors would love him to do something similar today. As the sim comes into him, nicely flighted. That's straight up in the air, straight down the ground. The keeper's come in, a brilliant catch there. Go for the double play, but the batsman was just in. Fortunately, Khan goes for a golden duck there. The third wicket falls. 65 for 3. The Raptors in all kinds of problems here at Chester Boughton Hall as Numan comes in now. Great catch by the Conquerors fielder there. Had to make 20 or 30 yards as the ball was up in the air. Came in, comfortable catch in the end. New batsman Akram, number 1 on his back. That's a quick word with the opening batsman Shah. Asim prepares to bowl the last ball of his first over. 1 for 3 so far from 4 balls. Remember, last man stands. It's only a 5-ball over. The original 100, 20 overs of 5 balls. As he comes in again, right arm over the wicket. Slightly less flight on that one. Well defended. Another dot ball though. 65 for 3 after 12 overs. Some great bowling so far by the Conquerors. Wickets for Imtiaz, Preston and Asim. So over at Port Sunlight, the Super Giants are batting first, 14 for no wicket off 3 overs against Musagami. As Preston comes in, short ball, played away nicely, down to fine leg for 4 there. Certainly be looking to pick up the rate now, the Raptors. Great shot there from the opening batsman, takes him on to 44. 1 strike away from retirement as Preston comes in. That one's gone miles. Hits straight down the ground there for 6. Wonderful shot from Shah. Takes him to 50. The score to 75. 12.2 overs gone here. So Hamza Ahmed comes in now. Both batsmen yet to score a run, but they've only faced 1 ball between them. 75 for 3. 12.2 overs gone. Gonna need to double this score and more to set a competitive total. Good round of applause there for Shah as he comes off. Good crowd here at Chester Boughton Hall, enjoying the late evening sunshine. As Preston comes in, Hamza Ahmed faces first ball. Shorter run up this time from Preston. Nicely played, guided down to the third boundary there by Ahmed. Gets him off the mark. Takes the score up to 79. A loss of 3 wickets. What's Preston's reply going to be in here? And he comes. Short, tries to play the same shot. Misses it, straight through to the keeper, De Bono. Another dot ball, well bowled there by Preston. 1 for 16, his figures off 1.4 overs. 1 ball left in his second. It's been a good start for him here. Comes in, aborts his run up. Dead ball, signals the umpire. Wind playing havoc with the bails again there. Batsman just replaces them. Preston comes in. Right arm over the wicket. Nicely played. Well bowled. Well dug out by the batsman. Ended the 13th over. 79 for 3. The Manchester Raptors against the Conquerors from Derby. And this all English quarter final at Chester Boughton Hall. First wicket has fallen at Port Sunlight. 21 for 1, the Super Giants after 4.1 overs. Farrad out. Joe Else after his impressive spell yesterday, the wicket taker. Nicely played straight down the ground for a single there. Just a single. Akram off the mark now, on to 80 the score. Well bowled again by Asim. Played down the ground, straight to the fielder. Another single. Ahmed moves on to 5. 81 for 3. 2 balls gone in the 14th. Again played straight down the ground, again to the fielder. Just a single again. $82 for 3, 13.3. Oh, that's better. That one is massive. It's gone over onto the second pitch there. 6 runs. Beautiful shot. Little bit of air there. Hit straight down the ground. Onto the second pitch. Ahmed moves on to 11. He tries to do it again, but I don't think this time it's gone too far. That's it. Caught on the boundary. Ahmed goes for 11 from 6 balls. The Raptors 88 for 4 after 14 overs. The new batsman is Nawab. You see there the Santown Royals celebrating their earlier victory over the Western Swingers from Sydney. Look, a real good outfit there, the Royals. Wouldn't fancy facing those in the semi-final, but that fate awaits the winner of this game, Manchester Raptors against the Conquerors. So Mohammed Asim picks up his second wicket. 2 for 12 from 2. Fine bit of bowling there by him so far. 6 overs left. It's the start of the 15th over here. Tariq comes in for his last over. Well bowled, good pace there. Batsman goes to swipe it down the ground, misses the outside edge, dot ball. Certainly not what the Raptors need at this stage. Can't afford any more dot balls. As Tariq comes in again, right arm over. Nicely ramped away there from the batsman. Keeper's got chase on, but he's not going to get there. 4 runs. Nicely played there, taking the score on to 92. Beautifully played, just ramped it up over the keeper. Keeper gave chase, but was never going to get there. Takes Akram on to 6 as the bowler comes in again to bowl to him. Driven away, slightly uppish. Out to the fielder on the cover boundary. Just a single. 93 for 4. 2 balls left in Tariq's spell here. 0 for 23. So far his figures. How he'd love to get a wicket. Get one in that wicket column before the end of his spell. Just a slight change to the field there. Nowhere faces his first ball. In comes Tariq. Nicely played. What a superb catch there by Ethan De Bono. Batsman tried to guide it down to the vacant third man area, but De Bono diving away to his right took a great catch there. The 5th wicket falls for the Manchester Raptors for score on 93. As the number 8 batsman Rab Nawaz comes in. A reminder though, the opener did retire on 50, so he's still able to come back should another wicket fall. And then, as you should all know by now, last man stands. The last batsman can carry on their own, but they're only able to run 2s or score 4s or 6s. 93 for 5, 1 ball left in the 15th over. Tariq just makes some slight adjustments to his field again. Then he comes right arm over. Leg side of share, wide signal by the umpire. 1 more to the total. 94 for 5. 1 remaining in the 15th over. There's another taxi pulls up now with some more spectators. It's good to see so many people sat here supporting these teams. Nicely played, driven away. It's going to look for 2. Akram's not interested. He's quite happy for 1. End of the 15th over. 95 for 5. And just over. Another wicket's fallen. Musagami taking their 2nd wicket. The Bangladesh Super Giants 34 for 2 in the 7th over. Asim comes in then to Nawaz. Fielder runs in from deep mid off. Has a word with Asim. Maybe got a bit of insider knowledge here. Maybe seen Nawaz playing or played against him somewhere around the world. He makes his way back to the boundary as Asim comes in. Nicely flighted again. Played down the ground. And has that gone to the fielder? Oh, 6 runs. The fielder came up to the bowler before that ball. Obviously had a plan. It looked like the plan had worked, but unfortunately wasn't able to hold on to the catch. And a welcome 6 there for the Manchester Raptors. Straight through his hands. Set the plan. Obviously knew what Nawaz was going to do, But unfortunately, the ball went sailing through his hands on the boundary. Brings up the 100 for the Raptors in the 16th over. Sim, and he comes again, right arm over. Bit flatter. Well bowled, dot ball. Batsman went to hike that one out to cow corner, but got nowhere near it. Well bowled by a Sim. In he comes. Again, a little bit flatter. He's got hold of that one out to the cow corner region, but well picked up on the bounce there by the fielder. Just a single. Takes the score up to 102 for 5. 2 balls left in the 16th. Well bowled there again by Sim. They're going for 2 this time. That's tight. Oh, that one looked tight. I think the umpire would have been asking for the help from the third umpire there, but on this occasion, thinks the batsman just did enough to get in. Both batsmen now on 9, 104 for 5. 1 ball left in the 16th. That one looks as though it hurt a Sim there, trying to make the run out. Hope it's not going to affect his spinning fingers too much. And he comes though. Nicely played out on the leg side, swept away, spins away from the fielder. 4 more for the Manchester Raptors. Takes the score on to 108 for 5. 16 overs gone. Nicely played there. And he comes, wide ball, signalled by the umpire, leg side there, Dustin Melton. Wearing number 100 on his back, he looks 100 foot tall from from up here, towers above every other player on this pitch as he comes in, right arm over, played nicely down the ground by Noaz. Again, just a single though, he moves on to 11. Score on to 110. 16.1 overs gone. Well bowled there by Melton. Dot ball. 3 balls left in the 17th over. Akram on strike. 13 from 9 balls. Melton 0 for 13 off 2.2. And he comes. Right arm over. Well bowled again, but driven away nicely. Beautiful shot there from Akram. 4 runs takes him on to 17. 114 now. 2 balls remaining in this 17th over. Heads! Heads! That was certainly quicker, short ball. Batsman went to hook it over his head. $114 for 5. Last ball of Melton's third over. And he comes, right arm over. Oh, Chinese cut there by the batsman. He's gone for 1, he's coming back for 2. Eases it up, gets in easily as the fielder comes round to throw that in. Takes the score up to 116. Akram on to 19. 17 overs gone. Current rate, the score projection is 137. 10 and over, 146. Personally, I think they need to be going at 15, 18 and over here to give the Conquerors something that may challenge them in the chase. But as we've said many a time, this game can change in a couple of balls. So Zarub comes back on. He's gone for 11 so far off his 2 overs. Bowling to Nawaz. And he comes. And he comes. Nicely played there by Nawaz. Moved across his stumps. Ramps the bowler down to the vacant fine leg boundary. Much needed boundary for the Raptors. Takes them on to 120 for 5 off 17.1 overs. Great shot there by Nawaz. He moves to 15. Another single there to Nawaz. He moves on to 16. 121 for 5. Cut away there by Akram. Straight to the fielder on the boundary. He moves into the 20s. 2 balls left in this 18th over. And he comes. Well bowled. Straight into the pads of Nawaz there. Another dot ball. Great bowling from Zarub at this stage of the game. One ball left in the 18th over. Zarub wicketless so far, 0 for 17 off 2.4. Hit straight down the ground, but again, straight to the fielder. Just a single for Nawaz. He moves to 17. 123 for 5. 10 balls remaining here in the Raptors innings. Melton comes in for his final over. Good pace there from Melton. Short ball. Batsman tries to pull it away but doesn't connect. 123 for 5, 18.1 gone. Goes to Rampet. Oh, and he gets hold of that nicely. But it's straight to the fielder, down at fine leg. Think he lost sight of it, but managed to get his hand on it. Just a single to Nawaz. He moves on to 18. The Raptors 124 for 5. 3 balls left in Melton's spell, and he comes right on over. Nicely cut away, but again straight to the fielder. Down here below me. 125 for 5 the score now. And he comes, Melton. No, that's played away. Off the edge, but goes to the point back boundary there for 4. Another much needed boundary for the Raptors. Batsman backed away, looked to give himself some room. Beats the fielder. Out on the boundary. Takes Nawaz up to 22. 1 ball left in Melton's over. 6 balls left for the Raptors. Got a feeling they're going to need a home run here, plus a few more boundaries to set a competitive total as Melton comes in. Played down the ground again nicely. Well fielded though. The Conquerors have certainly put on an impressive fielding display here as the score moves to 130. 5 balls remaining. Akram 21 off 14. Nawaz 23 off 15. And it looks as though it's Sarub coming on to bowl the final over. He's been pretty economical so far. The Super Giants have reached 61 for 2 off the first 10 overs over at Port Sunlight against the might of the South African champions Musagami. So here we go, the start of the final over. Looks as though the Conquerors have gone for 4 fielders on the leg side. We've got a straight, long on, a cow corner, a square leg and a fine leg. Batsman goes to hoik that one, misses it. Attempted run out, but the non-striker's home safely. They need Nawaz to get hold of the ball now. Just the 4 balls remaining as he comes into bowl. That one's short, that's quick, a lot quicker that one there by Zarub. Nasty ball, just managed to get his bat onto it for a single. Takes Nawaz to 24, 130 for 131 the score. Akram, what can he do in the last 3 balls of this innings? And he comes, the Rube. That's short again, nicely played away. But again, straight to the fielder. Slight misfield though by Melton. 2 runs to Akram, moves him on to 23. 133 for 5. 2 balls remaining. And he comes. Short again. Top edge there. Straight over the keeper's head. Down to the boundary. 4 runs. Takes the score up to 137 with 1 ball remaining here. Just watching that on the replay. Slightly leg side-ish. Just got enough on it to send the ball over the keeper's head. 4 runs. Moves Akram on to 27. The Raptors 137 for 5. 1 ball remaining. Howie'd love a home run here. And he comes out short again. Off his glove. Well picked up by the keeper to Bono. Just a single to Akram. The Raptors finish on 138 for 5 from 20 overs. A total I fear was quite significantly short there, but we will see shortly. We'll be back in 5 or so minutes to see if the Conquerors can book their place in the semi-final against the Santon Royals. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to Chester Borton Hall. Beautiful late evening sunshine as the Conquerors from Derby look to chase down the Manchester Raptors total of 138 for a place in Sunday's semi-final against the Southampton Royals. Opening batsman Sully Khan, known to hit a big ball, will be looking to get the Conquerors off to a fast start here. As Nemes comes into bowl, Sully goes big there and misses it. Dot ball. The Raptors going to need plenty more of those if they're going to book their place in the semi-final. Over in the game at Port Sunlight, the Super Giants at 82 for 4 in the 13th. Ooh, Sully didn't know where that one had gone, but gets off the mark with a single. Well bowled there again by Nuaz. Another dot ball. De Bono, the Australian, on strike. Nicely cuts that one away into the offside. Coming back for two, but Sully says no, so just a single gets De Bono off the mark. Conquerors 2 for no wicket, 1 ball left. Sully plays that into the extra cover area. Straight to the fielder out on the boundary. Takes him on to 2. 3 the score after the first over. So start the second over here. In comes the bowler, Ahmed. Sully goes for a massive swipe there, misses it. Dot ball, well stopped by the keeper. Goes for a big swing again there, but that one outside edge. 4 runs, first boundary of the Conquerors innings. Takes the score on to 7. So in comes Ahmed to Sully. Plays that down the ground. De Bono's looking for 2. Sully's not interested in the slightest. He moves on to 7. Conquerors move on to 8. 131 required. De Bono, 1 foot, 1 off 2 here. In comes the bowler, cut away nicely by De Bono. Beautiful shot out to the point boundary. His first boundary takes the score to 5. 12 for no wicket off 1.4 overs. Conquerors well on track here for a place in the semi-final. Pulled away again. Sweet shot there from De Bono. 4 runs. Quality batsman is De Bono. Scored well over 1,000 runs, the Australian, over for his club in England this year, along with nearly 2,000 last year. He moves on to 9 off 4 balls. The Conquerors 16. The team that will be looking to go one better than the runners-up place they earned in 2023. Two overs gone here. 123 needed. Floated up, Sully hoiks that one out to the mid-wicket boundary for a single. He moves on to 8, the score on to 17. Difference so far. The Conquerors are scoring off just about every ball, whereas there's far too many dots in the Raptors innings. Bowler comes in, De Bono smashes that one. Again, out to the cow corner boundary. Wonderful stroke for 4. Takes him to 13 off 5 balls. Superb timing there from De Bono. 21 for no wicket now. De Bono 13 off 5. Suleiman Khan 8 off 7. Bono hit on the pads there. Appeal from the bowler and the keeper. Oh, is there a chance for an overthrow? No signal from the umpire. That must have been an inside edge there by De Bono onto his pads. Takes the score up to 22.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
That one has cleaned up Sully there. The Raptors are ecstatic. The first wicket falls. 22 for 1. off 2.4. The new batsman Mohammad Zaroub, number 458 on his shirt. Wonder what the story is with him having the 458 on the shirt. Well bowled there by Nawaz, picking up the first wicket for the Raptors. As the Super Giants in the other quarter-final ongoing move to 109 for 4 of 15. And comes Nawaz, last ball of his over. Played out nicely there into the offside. They go run the first one quickly. They're going to go for 2. Good piece of running there by the Conquerors. Takes them up to 23 after 3 overs. 24, sorry, after 3 overs. Khan, the man out for 8. De Bono, 14 off 6 balls. And Mohammad Zaroub, 2 off the 1 ball faced. in this wise last man standing World Championship in the northwest of England. Getting down to the final stages of this competition, which once again has been a fantastic experience for players from all around the world. 24 teams from all continents playing some high quality cricket. As Akram comes on to bowl his first ball. He was telling me the other day he'd had a good season here in England, plenty of runs, plenty of wickets. How the Raptors would love a couple of quick ones here from him. And he comes to De Bono. That's quite quick. Down the leg side. Beats the keeper. Beats the batsman. 2 wides there. Certainly quite sharp, but wayward from Akram. Score moves on to 26. Another wicket's fallen over at Port Sunlight. As he comes in, nicely bowled, nicely played. Soft hands there by Zarub, and De Bono's like a whippet coming back for 2. Another excellent piece of running there from the Conquerors. Takes them up to 28. 111 needed now. Super Giants 110 for 5 off 16 against Musagami. And he comes, Akram. That's quick again, but nicely played off his hips by De Bono. Down to fine leg. 1 run. Well fielded there by Khan. He moves to 17. The Conquerors move to 29. Slowly ticking off the required runs here at Chester Boughton Hall. Akram. And he comes. Again, nicely played. One of the quickest bowlers on show today, I think. Akram, as he comes in, bustles in, well bowled, beats the outside edge of Zarub. .30 for 1. Last ball with Akram's first over. That's quick, short, well defended. Another dot ball. 4 overs gone. The Conquerors need 109 to take their place in the semi-final. Have you got? Yeah. The Raptors are going to need a wicket or 2 quickly here if they're going to have any chance to progress in this competition. Certainly need to get rid of De Bono very soon. He's looking dangerous as Nawaz comes in. Oh, delayed appeal there from the bowler. De Bono looked to cut that away. Must have hit his pad. The umpire, the keeper was interested, but the umpire certainly wasn't. As Nawaz comes in again. Nicely played by De Bono. Beautiful shot. Splits the offside fielders. 4 through to the extra cover boundary. He moves into the 20s. Beautifully placed there. Exquisite timing by the Australian. The bowler now stands there, hands on hip, baseball cap on, but backwards. Just a reminder, should the rain come in, 8 overs are needed in this innings to constitute a match. As De Bono plays that one nicely again off his legs, he moves to 22. Hopefully we're not going to see any more rain though. Blue skies above us here in Chester. In comes Nawaz. Oh, he pulls out of the delivery. Dead ball, signals the umpire. 2 balls left in this 5th over. 104 needed from 77 balls. As he goes to ramp that one. Nearly falls into the stumps. Gets away with it though. 4 runs. They move on to 39. 4.4 overs gone. In comes Nawaz. Shorter this time, cut away. Fielder's 10 yards in. Straight to him, nicely picked up. Straight into the hands of the keeper, De Bono. Zarub moves on to 9. Takes the Conquerors into the 40. Required runs now 99. 15 overs left in this game. As one of those massive beluga planes flies over the ground, obviously been to the factory to pick up some new wings for an Airbus, making its way probably down to Toulouse. What a strange looking aircraft, if you've ever seen one. If not, look it up. Certainly a sight to be seen. As it makes its way to sunnier climes. Here we go, start of the new over, and he comes. Just played away into the offside by Naroob. Single, takes him into double figures. Chipping away at this score. 98 needed, 74 balls left. As he comes into De Bono, that's a quick ball. De Bono rocks back, looks to pull that one away, doesn't get hold of it, trickles out to the umpire at square leg. An easy single, takes him on to 23. .42 the score, 5.2 overs gone as in comes Akram. Played nicely again down the ground by Zarub. He moves on to 11. The Super Giants have now reached 125 for 6 off 18 overs at Port Sunlight. So you'd make Masagami favourites there, I would think. Short ball. Oh, the fielder turned his back on that one. He could have made an effort of catching that, but actually turned his back on it. De Bono didn't know a lot about that one. Went up in the air. Khan turned his back, didn't see it. They move on to 44 for 1 after 6. And there we have the Beluga jet has obviously turned round. The pilot fancies watching some of this exciting cricket here at Chester Boughton Hall. It's done a U-turn over Liverpool and is coming back. Lots of spectators looking up at the strange sight in the sky. As Nawab prepares to bowl for the first time in this innings. 44 for 1 off 6. Pitch invasion there. Just to throw the ball back to the second pitch. A big shot there in the plate final. Nawab comes in to De Bono. Halfway down the wicket. Plays that softly into the offside. Another single for De Bono. Takes him to 25. 45 now the score. 94 required off 69. Single there to Zarub. 46 for 1 now. Comes Nawab. 2 singles off his first 2 balls. De Bono's down the wicket. Gets hold of that one nicely. Sounded lovely, but again it's straight to a fielder. He moves to 26. The Conquerors move to 47. 2 balls left in the 7th. Coasting here at the moment, the Conquerors. And he comes. Big shot there by Zarub. Just lands over the boundary for 6. Takes him to 18. Takes him on to 53 for 1. As the Super Giants from Bangladesh are bowled out for 126 for 8. Johan Els, fantastic figures. 3.4 overs, 5 for 14. Musagami will certainly have taken that at the start of the game as they look to book their place in the semi-finals against the Stallions on Sunday. What a game that could prove to be. Could it be the game of the tournament? 2 of the best teams in the world coming up against each other at Port Sunlight. We've got Nawab now coming in. Played away nicely into the offside by Zarood. He moves on to 19 off 12. De Bono, the Australian, 26 off 16. 54 for 1 off 7. So we've got 3 overs left here before the bowlers bowl from the other end. I think the Conquerors batsmen will be looking to make use of this short boundary in those 3 overs. Akram comes in. 2 overs, no wicket for 9. And he comes steaming in. Right arm over. That one's quick, but it's nicely played. Guided down to the 3rd man boundary. Takes him on to 20. 55 now the score. 84 off 64. Getting down to a runner ball for the Conquerors. Here comes Akram, bustling run up. That's quick again, but De Bono plays that one again. Couldn't have placed that one any better. Splits the 2 fielders on the offside behind square. He moves into the 30s. The Conquerors move on to 59 for 1. 7.2 overs gone here. 80 needed now of 63 balls. I think the Conquerors supporters will be making their plans for Sunday. As Akram comes in again, that's quick, but it's played nicely by De Bono. Again, splits the fielders fantastically. He's some player, this kid. He now moves on to 34 off 18, 63 for 1 off 7.3 overs. Just a 75 needed off 62 now. And he comes, that's short, and that is wonderfully played again by De Bono. Super shot, hooks it away for 4. Obviously used to playing on the harder, quicker, bouncier tracks down in New South Wales. Made that one look easy as he moves on to 38. 67 the Conquerors on now for the loss of 1. Comes Akram, the last ball of his over. De Bono down the wicket again, hits that one over the umpire's head, 6 into the car park. He moves into the 40s. 73 for 1 after 8. Got a feeling this game won't be lasting much longer. Akram 28 runs conceded off his 3 overs. He may be quick, but the ball is flying to the boundary off his bowling at the moment, especially when Ethan De Bono's on strike. Zarub now to face the first ball of the 9th over. Nawab went for 10 off his first. Then he comes right arm over, bustling run up. Short ball, nicely cut away by Zarub. Bounces in the hand of the fielder out on the point boundary. 74 now the score. 65 needed of 59 balls. This really is a walk in the park for the Conquerors at the moment. As in he comes short again. De Bono down the wicket. He's looking for 2 here. Runs the first one quickly. No need to risk the second as the fielder picked that up nicely. He moves on to 45 off 21. In he comes again. Nicely played again. Out to the fielder at deep point. He's picked that up nicely, but they are coming back for 2 this time. He goes to the bowler's end, but De Bono scampers home. 2 more to the total. 62 off 57 now. Soon be down to less than 1 a ball for the Conquerors. In he comes. Nicely played again, just guides that man down to the 3rd man boundary, beats the fielder, had too much on it there. Fantastic shot from Zarub. He moves on to 27. Score now 81 for 1 off 8.4. I think the Raptors' body language shows the position of this game. A lot of them out there, hands on hips, shoulders shrugged as Nawab comes in. And that's played well again by Zarub. Just down 1. De Bono wants 2. He's halfway back, but Zarub's not interested in the slightest. He takes a single. He keeps the strike. 9 overs gone. 82 for 1, the Conquerors. So the last of the overs to be bowled today here at Chester Boughton Hall from the house end. Here we go, start of the 10th over. Nicely played, nicely defended, well bowled by the bowler. Uzair Shah picked that up, threatened to have a shy at the non-striker's end, but De Bono was safely in his crease. 57 required now, 54 balls as Shah comes in. That one's edged down to the third man boundary. Again, just a single to Zarub. He moves to 29. The Conquerors move to 83. De Bono, 45 off 21. A sensational innings this has been by the Australian keeper batsman. He'll be looking to get a 6 here, I would have thought, to retire. Let his teammates come out and have a chance to finish the game off. As Shah comes into him, he's down the wicket. Again, well bowled by Shah. Hit straight back at the bowler, another dot ball. But it's too little too late really for the Raptors, I think. With just 56 required of 52 balls. Well played by De Bono, out to the vacant offside. Just a single though, he moves on to 46. The score moves on to 84. One ball left in the 10th over. And he comes. Another single there for Zarub. He moves into the 30s. Actually went for 2 there. He moves to 31. 86 for 1 at the halfway stage. 53 needed from the final 10 overs for the 2023 World Championship runners-up to book their place against the Santon Royals in Sunday's semi-final. Quick drinks break here for the players. Fantastic innings so far from Ethan De Bono, 46 from 23 balls. Ably supported by Mohammed Zarub, who's 31 not out of 20 after the early loss of Sully, yesterday's hero. Looks like Hamza Ahmed coming on from pitch 2 end here. De Bono, one boundary away from retirement. Certainly deserves to retire. It's been a fantastic innings. Not looked in any trouble whatsoever out there. Takes his guard. Comes Ahmed. De Bono down the wicket, plays it out to cover boundary. Fielder comes in a few yards. One more to De Bono, one closer to the target for the Conquerors. 52 or 49 is now the equation. In comes Ahmed. Well bowled, well played. Another dot ball, but again, could have done with plenty more of these earlier in the innings. The Conquerors marching towards victory here. Ahmed comes in. Slower ball, beautifully played there by the right-hander Zarub. Into the vacant boundary. He moves to 35. 91 the score now. Just 48 required for the Conquerors. I think it's just a matter of time. Hamza Ahmed in again. Well played by Zarub. Beautifully cut, but straight at the fielder. Again, just a single. He moves to 36. It's gone over the keeper's head. Takes him to 37. Good awareness there from the batsman. Could see that ball was going to bounce over the keeper's head. No chance of getting there, so stole the second run. So that's the end of the 11th over here at Chester Boughton Hall. 45 required. In comes Shah, dot ball there. Oh, that's a shot through the colours. 4 biscuits. Worked on the offside there for one.
ball there. Ooh. No. Frady. Oh, Muhammad goes up. Only one. Work down the third man there for 4. Great shot. Not for me.
$115 for 1 the score now. The Bono on 49. It's 2, they're looking for 3. Takes the Bono for 52. He retires. 118 for 1 now the score for the Conquerors. Tariq's on 5 off 2 balls. One ball left here in the 13th over. Hamza Ahmed, quite expensive so far, 33 from his 2.4 overs, 1 ball remaining. Some confusion here about which batsman should be on strike. It's a 3 that was run there by De Bono. So the new batsman's correctly gone to the bowler's end to leave Tariq 5 off the 2 balls he's faced. 21 required from 36 balls for the Conquerors. Short delivery over the head of the batsman. Didn't manage to get anything onto that one. Last ball of the over. Dot ball. 118 for 1 from 13 the score now. So the situation at the moment, it looks like we're going to have 2 South African representatives and 2 representatives from England making up the last 4 of this Wise 20th anniversary Last Man Stands World Championship on Sunday at Port Sunlight. Bowler comes in, some spin there from Noaz. 4 runs, nicely played by Azim. His first ball brings his first boundary, moves the score to 121. Nicely cut away there. No fielder anywhere near it. And then he comes. That's looked like a no ball from up here, but not seen by the umpire. Guided down to third man for another single. 123 the score now. And again comes Noaz. Hits him on the pad, and the umpire's given him there the second wicket to fall for the Conquerors. Nice flight there. And the batter goes 123 for 2. To 16 needed now from 32 balls. So the new batsman, Kabir Imtiaz Rabnawaz, the only successful bowler at the moment for the Raptors. In he comes, right arm over, floats that one up, played off into the outside. Soft hands again, just a single, well played there by Kabir. Another run closer to the victory target for the Conquerors. Another single there. .30 balls remaining. 14 runs required. Akram comes back on here for his last over. That's pretty quick. Hits on the pads. Goes out. One more to the total. $126 for two now. And he comes. Leg side, wide ball there. Just the 12 needed now, as in the other quarter final. Musagami have made their way to 46 for no wicket from 6 overs. Target of just 127 there to see them into the semis, as the Conquerors pick up another single. Oh, well bowled there by Akram, used his pace, beat the outside edge. And he comes again. Quick arm action there. Getting played off his hips nicely for another single to Asim. 129 for two. One ball left in the 15th. Just a 10 required to see the Manchester Raptors conquered by the Conquerors of Derby. Short ball, hooked away. Bit uppish there. 4 more to the total. One big hit away from victory now, the Conquerors. Five now needed from 25 balls. I'd fancy reaching that target myself if I was out there. But have the Raptors got other ideas? What's Imtiaz going to do here? Is he going to try to win this in one blow? Is he going to try to keep his wicket? Are they going to rotate the strike? Or are they going to go out in a blaze of glory here as the bowler comes in? Solid forward defensive shot all along the ground past the bowler. Another single. $134 for two. In he comes. Down the track. I don't think he quite knew where that one was going. 4 more to the total. Imtaz on to 11. 23 balls remaining here. 1 required. That will see the Conquerors from Derby take their place in Sunday's semi-final. And he comes back in his crease, whacks that one away. That one's gone out for 4. Sees the Conquerors home. Imtaz finishes 15 not out. Asim 9 not out. A fantastic performance in the field and with the bat for the Conquerors. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and I hope that you'll join us for more on Sunday, live from Port Sunlight, as the conclusion of this fantastic tournament comes upon us. Good night, enjoy the weekend.